What's going on, world? It's your main man, Kareem A. Rashid, the voice and your host of Clearing the Wreckage. Yes, we got another great episode in store for you today. Once again, I don't know what you got going on. You could be driving to work, but all I ask is that you please pay attention to the road. Or you could be at work on a lunch break trying to get a quick sneak peek into this episode. Please be sure to clock back in on time. Yes! Or you could be doing something that is very important, to me at least, and that is on the toilet. Please be sure to flush. Yes. Love it. What's going on, my Wreckage Clearers? We are back with a great episode. It's so good to see you every week. Well, not see you, but I know that you're here with me, and it's good to be seen, because if you're looking at me on YouTube, you get to see me, you get to see my crazy facial expressions and all the above. So once again, I want to say thank you so much for being here with me. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey and accepting my invitation. As I always say to you at the beginning of every single episode, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for those who have been listening from the first episode all the way up to this one. And I want to thank those that just tuned in for the first time. Thank you so much for listening. Today, we're going to talk about how comfort keeps us comfortable. It does not produce any type of growth. We're going to just hop right into it. You know what we talked about last week, because I'm sure you listened to the episode. And we talked about darkness, death, deceit, and destruction, aka wreckage, right? We talked about how the darkness was enclosing, the cocoon was forming around me. I was just this little caterpillar that was crawling upon the earth, and all of a sudden, here's darkness. And then I shared with you how deceit had to come into play because I did not want to expose myself or become vulnerable with anyone to let them know that I screwed up. I also told you how death was a part of that equation, how my mentor passed away, and there is abandonment again setting in, right? And then I began to just full-blown destroy and go into wreckage mode, destruction. Yep. And I did all of that because I eventually became comfortable in the pain. Now, I know right now that probably makes no sense to you, but as I share with you throughout this conversation in this episode, I'm hoping that it brings clarity. All right, let's jump in. Couple of questions for you. It's more than a couple. I always say, I got a couple of questions for you. Well, it's like 15 questions I'm about to ask you. Nah, I'm just kidding. Do you like being comfortable? I mean, who doesn't, right? You know, I mean, Kareem, what kind of question is that you're asking me? Do I like being comfortable? Of course I like being comfortable. Is your response, right? Do you like things that bring you a sense of comfort? Do you have a vice or addiction that brings you instant gratification or comfort? Do you have a hang-up that makes you feel good? What is your default behavior or default system or even belief? Ooh, that's a good one. Listen, we all have something, right? Something, or even maybe someone. However, for most of us, it's something that we run to, we resort to as a coping mechanism, a survival tactic, which we will talk about in a later episode probably, because I learned about that in therapy. Some of us have a defense mechanism, such as shutting down. Do you? Do you shut down when you're upset or triggered? Do you yell or scream at yourself or someone else? Do you call yourself names, or do you call somebody else names? Do you escape or run? Do you leave to cool down, as you would say? I gotta go cool off. Do you zone out and just scroll on your phone? Let me ask you this. Do you resort to computer love? I ain't got to say it. You know what that is. Computer love, iPhone love, Android love, whatever. Or sex. What about sex with someone or sex with yourself? Do you resort to that and find instant gratification? What about drinking? Do you drink? You may not be like me. You may not be in recovery. You may not be a recovering alcoholic. But let's just say, though, is it a glass of wine after work, or maybe two? Is it a joint after work? Or before work? Are you like, I'm about to go to work, I need to go ahead and smoke this joint? Or while at work? Is it ice cream? Sugar. With a cherry on top. Or is it a food that you go to that gives you some type of ease, some type of comfort? Which one is it? So I ask all of this because we all have something. And you cannot grow or become a butterfly in comfort. The caterpillar is crawling upon the earth on its belly, enjoying being a caterpillar, whistling while looking for food, hanging out with other caterpillars. And then all of a sudden, uncomfortability sets in. It is being enclosed into a cocoon. The caterpillar is probably like, man, I just wanted to chill on the tree and pick at this leaf and some of these bugs. What the hell is happening? Why all of a sudden it is becoming dark? No, not a good feeling, right? Not a good feeling. However, stay with me. Okay, this is good. This is a good analogy. Unlike the human who will try to escape and resort back to its familiar state, or default behavior, I should say, the caterpillar decides to sit still in the darkness to allow the uncomfort and uncomfortability to start to set in and trust the process. I don't know, the caterpillar says. I can't see, the caterpillar says. But I know there is no way I'll be stuck like this forever. Our default behaviors and defensive mechanisms or survival tactics start in the beginning stages of childhood. Remember, go back with me to episode 9 when I said, oh my gosh, I think I'm still a kid mentally. And I explained to you about the prefrontal cortex being arrested Then later in an episode, I talked about how the wreckage starts early, huh? Yeah, you remember all of that. Go back to those episodes. I think that's episode 9 and also episode 13. Yeah, so the wreckage started early. My prefrontal cortex became arrested when I decided at age 12 to go ahead and use drugs and alcohol. I've shared that with you. But at the same time, in my formative years, I was taught not to show my emotions. Hide them, bury them, be a man. Don't cry, boy. You know? And I shared all that with you in episode 13. And then, that also led me to learning how to shut down. Well, I can't say anything. I can't express myself. I was not taught how to express my emotions. Nope. I also was not shown the proper emotions. Let's just say that. There was volatility in the household. No hugs, no kisses, no I love you. Shut down, run, and escape whenever I feel uncomfortable. This is what I did exactly when that darkness set in. When that cocoon was formed, I ran, I shut down, I escaped. At first, it was very uncomfortable. You know how when you're going through something and it's painful, it doesn't feel good, it hurts. There's so much pain, there's so many just anger feelings that are going on inside of you. It does not feel good to feel these feelings. And you want to escape because it's uncomfortable. But how about later, for me, it became comfortable. You say, Kareem. Why and how? Why? Because I was used to running, escaping. That was my default system. Run to something that makes me feel better, feel comfort, and instant gratification, because I cannot take this pain, the hurt, and everything else that was happening around me. Nope, I do not like this darkness. I just shared an episode. We had a conversation about that. Episode 25. Nah, I don't like it. I don't like it at all. But it became comfortable not being able to see. You know how that's so good right there. Oh, Kareem, that's a good one. That is a good one. You can become comfortable in the dark. Your eyes will adjust to darkness. Trust me. I do it all the time. I wake up in the middle of the night and I walk to the bathroom to take a piss. I know where the bathroom is. My eyes have adjusted in that darkness. I do not have to turn on a light. I can go in that bathroom. I can lift the toilet seat up. I can take out my wee-wee and I can pee right into the toilet. Not on the side of the toilet, not on the floor. I can see in the darkness. I have become comfortable in the darkness. That's just one example. I can give you so many other examples. So many other examples. You know, you could walk into the house and it'd be dark and you're just like, I don't want to turn the light on. And you're used to not turning the light on when you come into the house. Right away, at least. Your eyes will adjust to the darkness. Another simple example would be at night. Outside. Yes, there's a few lights up there. There's some what do you call those? Some street lights up there. And there's also a moon up there giving you light. But for the most part, your eyes are used to that darkness. They can adjust. Sure enough can. So I became comfortable not being able to see, but at the same time was able to see because my eyes adjusted to the darkness, because I adjusted to the pain. I became so accustomed to it. This is my life. This is what always happens to me. So let's just forget it. Throw in the towel, forfeit the game, become a sore loser, become comfortable hanging out with the boogeyman. Let's invite Michael Myers in also, because they understand me. Oh, no one else does. Preach, Kareem. Hey, no need to express this pain or this hurt to anyone, because what? All they're going to tell me is, suck it up. Be a man. Don't cry, boy. Life ain't fair. Keep moving. In other words, you're not going to allow me to feel the feelings. You're not going to allow me to express my feelings. That, my friends, is what I was taught. It is also what I believed to be true. And if I believe something, my actions follow. Isn't that how it is, right? Isn't that how it goes? If you believe something, then you act according to that belief. Tell me I'm wrong, because I know I'm right. Ooh. Ooh. Preach today. So what is it? I ain't trying to preach. So what is it? Tell me. What is it that you believe about yourself? What were you taught growing up? Or should I say, what example of default behavior was shown in your household? Huh? Was there lots of anger growing up? Was there volatility growing up? Were there screams, yells? Did anybody say anything to anybody? Did y'all have dinner together, breakfast together? Were you the only child and you had no one to talk to? So you're probably used to shutting down and being isolated and being by yourself. I don't know what picture you were shown, but eventually I began to see this, thank God. I began to see the example of default behavior that was shown to me. I began to acknowledge this inside of myself. Man, this is how I was taught. Man, this is what they showed me. I believed all of this crap about myself. I began to see it. I acknowledged these default destructive behaviors, this wreckage, is what I believed about me. And believe it or not, I could only begin to see it in the what? In the darkness. My eyes adjusted to the darkness. My heart adjusted to the darkness. But then I was like, ooh, I can actually now see inside of me. In my cocoon, my eyes became wide open to what really was going on. In the pain, my eyes became open. In the hurt, my eyes became open. In the resentment, in my feelings of abandonment, in my depression, that is when light started to seep into my cocoon. Woo! And I said, oh my God, I see a little bit of light. And I finally got honest with myself. And I said, I am not a victim of this. I'm not a victim of this. I'm not a victim of what was shown to me in my household. I'm not a victim of what they taught me. They taught me because they showed me. But I'm not a victim of that. That was just my childhood. That was just my upbringing. That's all it is. Don't overthink it, Kareem. My parents did everything they could to raise me in the right manner. They did the best they knew how. Oh my goodness. I'm not a victim. None of these things happened to me. They happened for me. This is happening for me, for my benefit, for my good, and ultimately for me to become a butterfly. Woo! To learn about my default behaviors, learn where they came from, learn about myself, and ask, why do I always try to escape when there is some kind of pain or trauma? Why do I shut down? Why do I give up? Why am I a sore loser? Why do I forfeit the game? Throw in the towel. Why? Why is it that I do that? And why is because I believed what I was taught. I believed the picture. We normally believe what we see. But at this point, I was learning that is what I was doing. I was believing exactly what I saw, but none of that is real. Stay with me here. I believed what I was taught. I believed what I saw. I believed no one loves me. Because no one said it. I believed I was to suppress my emotions because I was told to. I also believed that I was to yell or scream or just shut down. I believed that everyone leaves and will leave me eventually. I believed it when the doctor diagnosed me with clinical depression. I believed it. I believed I was supposed to be sad all my life. I'm not supposed to be happy. I got depression. This is natural. I believed it, y'all. I believed my dad did not want me because of my parents' divorce. I believed that. I believed that I had to be perfect. I believed that I had to pretend. I believed. What are you believing about yourself? The cocoon was formed so that I can start believing something new. That maybe I can fly. Yeah, I can grow some wings, doggone it. I can become exquisite. That I am already exquisite. And that I am capable. I can believe that I am a wonderful creation. I can believe that I am allowed to feel, that I can express myself without shutting down, without yelling or screaming. I can just express myself. This is how I feel. I'm going to state it to you. I don't care what you have to say about it. My feelings are real because I feel them. And I'm going to validate them for myself. I don't need your validation. I no longer had to be afraid. I can believe that I do not have to be in fear of making a mistake. Right? I can make mistakes and I can learn from them. How about that belief? That not everyone is designated to leave me. I can believe that. Not everyone is designed or designated, appointed to leave Kareem. Such self-centeredness, get over yourself. I can believe that I can get out of bed, that I can be happy. I can believe that now. I don't have to believe that this depression will constantly keep me down. I can believe that I can do otherwise. I can get out of bed. I can feed myself the right food, the right nutrients. I can actually smile. I can believe that. I can believe that I can be happy. I can believe that I can, and I can believe that I am victorious. Yes, that I am not a victim. Rather, I am the victor. None of this stuff defines me. I can believe that. So what I didn't realize is that I had a choice in the matter. I didn't have to be or think the way that I was thinking. I didn't have to resort to alcohol and drug abuse and sex. I can stay here in this cocoon and figure out why. I can stay here in this pain and figure out, okay, I'm experiencing this pain. I don't have to analyze why I'm feeling this pain. It's obvious. Somebody left me. Some of the other things weren't as obvious. But I don't have to analyze the whole situation. Neither do I have to understand it. But what I do need to figure out is I need to start trying to understand, why am I being so comfortable in this uncomfort? Why am I playing and participating with the boogeyman when I know that is an evil character and I'm inviting evil into my life? Why am I hanging out with the other side of myself when I could be hanging out with the good side of myself? Huh? So I had to look inside in order to see that. That's why after every episode, I always leave you with, take some time to look inside so that the wreckage can begin to clear. I had to look inside. And by being in isolation, believe it or not, in the wilderness, up on that tree, in my cocoon, in total darkness, in uncomfortability, I was able to finally see who I am. And I was able to see the wreckage, but I was also able to see who I really am. I am the clearer of this wreckage. I am the wreckage clearer. I don't have to stay here. I can clear this crap up. So what are you choosing? Now I added that word in. What are you choosing to believe about yourself? Are you choosing to believe that you are a victim? That, oh, this trauma happened. Oh, all these things happened to me. Poor me. Woe is me. Self-pity. Are you being like I was? And you just become comfortable in the pain, in the hurt, and you just forfeit the game? What is it that you're choosing to believe? What default behavior are you going back to? Because once you choose to believe it, you're going to go to that behavior. Because I just stated that. I just stated all of that for you, to show you that once you believe this about yourself, you are going to act accordingly. How about rather you have a choice to be victorious? And I get it. It's so hard, especially during the pain and the hurt and all the feelings that you're feeling. It's so difficult to see the light because you're in darkness. I mean, it is. It's hard. I mean, your eyes have adjusted to the darkness. I mean, why turn on the light? You can maneuver. You can make it through this dark house. There's no need to turn on the light and spike up the electric bill. For what? I can see when I go to the bathroom at night. I can clearly take a piss right into the toilet bowl. I don't have to turn on the light. That just costs more money. That just takes too much work. And folks, that is how we become. I know that is how I became. Now, it takes too much work for me to actually turn this light on and look and see that I am the one with all the wreckage. This is inside of me. This is what has been happening inside of me. I'm in this cocoon so I can actually see this. I'm in this darkness so I can actually see this and bust out of this cocoon and fly away into a beautiful butterfly. Thank y'all so much for being here with me today. Let's choose to clear the wreckage. Let's choose to believe the best about ourselves. Let's choose to believe the best about our parents, our upbringing, or whatever trauma happened. Let's choose to believe that it happened for us, for our good, and not to harm us. Yes, trauma hurts. Yes, trauma is painful. And yes, during that time of dark stages, we may think, oh, all this is happening to me. Why me? Why me? Why me? Why does everyone leave me? What the hell is going on? This is just my life. F it. I quit. And we want to throw in the towel. But I'm telling you now that you could choose to be the victor instead of the victim. All it takes really is a choice to turn the light on while you're in that darkness. See, pain and hurt and uncomfortability produces growth. And it produces you busting out of that cocoon, becoming a beautiful, exquisite butterfly with wings, and you fly away. And now you know how to soar and fly, and you don't have to be on the ground anymore. You don't have to be on the ground anymore. So let's take the time, as I always leave you, let's take the time to look inside so that the wreckage can begin to clear. I'll see you next time. Peace.